What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dub Q, and I would like to welcome you all to Between the Lines Podcast.
Hey, Q!
And without further ado, you already see what time it is. It is time to answer the question that everybody is wondering. Going forward, can CJ Stroud be the guy? Can he be the guy to tote the franchise? Can he be the answer to anybody that's looking for a franchise quarterback? Preferably the Panthers. Let's just be real. Without further ado, enter CJ Stroud, Ohio State University. With doing this and being said, number 7, the junior, the 6'3", 218-pound guy, hailing from the Ohio State University, had possibly one of the most successful seasons we've seen in a while from a quarterback. And to put that in perspective, only Bryce Young rivals his season, which we know that Bryce probably had a better one. You know, Caleb Williams is another guy that was pretty good as well. But particularly coming out of this draft right here, when you look at guys that could come out and they're above or cut above the rest, a cut above or a mold that's greater than what you're seeing right now from other quarterbacks, CJ Stroud fits the bid. I mean, he has the size, he has the intangibles. This guy has everything that you need to come out here. He can run the football, dual threat, as well as get out there and pass. I mean, 41 touchdowns to 6 interceptions is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Let's be real. 41 touchdowns is tied for second in all of college football. Well, it's not tied. It's second in all of college football. And so I'm impressed with a young fella that has such a command of this offense. This pro-style offense that's being run here in Ohio State. I love what I'm seeing from this guy. The quarterback rating is pretty well too, with an 88.9. He sits at 13th right now with 3,688 yards. But let's make no mistake, man. Let's get into some of his game stuff. I like to look at the stats, the passing stats as well as the rushing stats. With the rushing, he really didn't take off much. He had 108 yards for the season, as you can see. But it's okay. It's okay because they didn't really ask him to do much dropping back and running. I mean, occasionally there were games where he would cut loose, like you see the 79 yards right here. I'll zoom in on it. You see the 79 yards right here where he had 6 attempts. And I'm telling you, it was pretty good. And for a guy to come out there, he did it against the Northwestern Wildcats, man. So, that was a 21-7 win. He's a mobile quarterback that can do it both. Now, there are some games where, hey, he took some tackles for loss, but that's because a couple of games he was getting beat up in that pocket. So let's make no mistake about it. Not to put anything on him, but look, when you're looking for passing and you're looking for a guy that can come out there and throw that rock around, look no further. Let's start with the most recent game that he had, which was the loss that went down 42-41 down to the wire against Georgia. And I tell you right now, he was nothing short of spectacular. A 67.6 completion percentage. He threw for 4 touchdowns. And I mean, every play that he dropped back in that game, I was wowed because the poise, the presence. You look at the command of the offense when you're looking at him, and you saw he had the game management down to a T. You watch this guy just be nothing short of a magician with the football. And that's what we need here in Carolina, a guy that can come in under a new coach, which right now we're in the interview processes for coach. But I'm going to be honest with you. Any coach that can come in, they can mold this guy into what he is needed to be for the franchise. This is a long-term answer for the Panthers. I mean, you're not going to find another guy that can come in and take command of this offense possibly quicker than he could and going to be any better. I mean, look at some of these games where, I mean, let's take a look at the touchdowns. I look no further than right here. Michigan State, he had 6 touchdowns, 80.8 completion percentage, 361 yards. He also threw an interception, but I'm just saying, he was 21 out of 26. Look at the attempts and the completions. Most of these games, he's hitting most of the targets. I mean, you can't ask for more from a quarterback he's mostly spot on. He's mostly spot on. Now, there's one game, like I said, that he had a very bad game, but that's the game he rushed a lot for against Northwestern. He didn't have the strongest game there. He had 76 yards, and he was 10 of 26. But, I mean, like I said, he made up for it on the ground by getting a lot of different completions because this guy could pass the rock. I'm telling you right now, look no further. When you look at some of the other touchdowns that he had, like he had 4 against Georgia, that's the game that mattered the most, which was the college playoffs. Michigan, even in a loss, he gave you 64%, 2 touchdowns, two interceptions. But overall, the team went down against Michigan, 45-23. It just was, to me, looking at that game, that was just an effort thing for the entire team. It just wasn't there. But you look at some of the other wins. I mean, they ran it up on Toledo. My God. 367 yards, an 81.5 completion percentage, and 5 touchdowns. He followed that up the following week, 5 more touchdowns against Wisconsin. I mean, the guy is a touchdown machine. 41 touchdowns for the season. You got to be impressed by what you can see by this guy. Like I said, the recognition, the ability to read defenses, the pocket presence, he has everything. And I think we're all under this same impression that after Bryce Young and CJ Stroud in this draft, that there's a big gap in between the quarterback play that's going to come out. And that's fine by us. That's fine. Because I realize that there are a lot of mock drafts that has him coming to us, and there's a lot of mock drafts that has Anthony Richardson or sometimes Will Levis pegged to the Panthers. And that's okay. Because you get a generational talent with CJ, but then you look at the other guys, they are very quality starters too. So with that being said, I like the option of CJ Stroud. He can be the long-term answer. And I think that's no matter who's the coach, whether it's Steve Wilkes brought back in, whether it's Sean Payton coming in. Imagine Sean Payton with a young, brilliant guy like this, that he can take his time and turn into a winner. That would be impressive, man. Having this guy behind this offensive line with DJ Moore, oh my God. It would be a sight to see. And I'm telling you right now, there are going to be a lot of touchdown connections. DJ Moore would shoot through the roof with a quarterback of this caliber. I mean, if he's throwing for 41 touchdowns, you can equate that 10 of them going to be going to DJ Moore. You might as well say that. So I'm very excited about what's the possibilities that could happen. I think that he is a real live option for the Carolina Panthers. And I think that if we have an opportunity to go up and get him in the draft, if we feel like we need to, we must beat out the opposite teams that's trying to really get to him. Because, like I said, make no mistake, the Raiders, the Texans, the Falcons, everybody, they're going to be a bevy of teams to really try to get up and get this guy. I mean, I think the Raiders is going to try to trade up and make a pick for him. Because I saw a mock draft where they had the Raiders trading with the Bears to try to get CJ Stroud. We can't allow that to happen. Scott Fitterer, if you're out there and you're listening, you do not allow this guy to get away from you if you have an opportunity to get him. You go out, you get every possibility open, and you either try to grab him or your boy Bryce. If either one of them fall to us at our position number 9, you take this guy because he will be a long-term solution. And this will be the first quarterback taken first in the first round for the Carolina Panthers since Cam Newton. Not take it first, but I'm just saying take it in the first round since Cam Newton. And you saw this guy, Cam Newton, was there for us for over 9 to 10 years. So you really solidify a position of need. Nobody can go, you can't really go anywhere in the NFL right now if your body doesn't have a head. And you got to have somebody to operate the ship. So I mean, this guy can do it all. And like I said, I'd be proud to have him in Carolina blue. So without further ado, can the Carolina Panthers please go out and select CJ Stroud? Please do us all one big favor and make the selection. This has been your boy Dub Q. Without further ado, show your boy some love over here. Like, subscribe to the channel, show that love. As well as go and hit our sister network channels, Life is a Waves podcast, as well as Black Cat Panther podcast. The Black Cat Panther podcast. Show that love.